Joe, what are your memories of Newcastle growing up? Would it have been the Bobby Robson, Alan Shearer type era? What are your first memories really of Newcastle?
Yeah, Shearer. Obviously, he was like I idolised him growing up, kind of thing. Had a few Shearer shirts and whatnot. I've been to St James's Park before to watch a game, so when I was a kid. So yeah, just basically through that really.
Who did you see when you were a kid at Newcastle? What was the game?
Shearer against Wednesday, against Sheffield Wednesday, obviously. So yeah, good memories.
So you were sitting presumably right up in the gods, were you, right at the top?
No, I'm a Sheffield United fan, so we're in Newcastle End like so. Yeah, and then I watched the return fixture at Hillsborough in Newcastle End as well. So I won't say I'm a fan, but it was more to do with obviously Shearer and that.
Yeah, so keen to see him, and yeah, from that era, the stats speak for themselves. Really, he was more or less the complete striker. He had it all, didn't he? The ability to get goals, the ability to link up play, to add structure to an attack, the whole lot.
Yeah, obviously at my age, when I was growing up, like it was the main man for years. So that's who my favourite player and my footballing idol were growing up.
Do you think it goes without saying that even in the Premier League today, with the way it's developed, would he still be just as effective?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, you don't score that amount of goals for no reason. And he's obviously he's Premier League's all-time top scorer. So,
will you prepare in the same way for the game this weekend? I know it's one of these football cliches that you try and keep everything the same. Is that quite important? Is that what you'll look to do? Just have that regular routine?
Yeah, I'd say so. Again, it's just, I know it's cliche and whatnot, but it's just another game. It's a great occasion, but you don't want the occasion to take over, kind of thing. You just want to do what you normally would, and just go into the game and just basically see what happens.
Is routine quite important for you? Are you the sort of player where you like to do certain things at certain times ahead of a match?
Yeah, I'd say so. I do the same things as I would every week. So I think it's just a routine, what I've got myself into. So I just do that.
Do you allow yourself to imagine scoring a goal at St James's Park? Do you run that through your mind at all? Have you started to think about permutations in the game, or is it important to leave all of that to one side?
I think as a striker anyway, you visualize scoring goals in any game you play, kind of thing. So that's just part and parcel. Like, obviously, I'd love to score at St James's Park, but as would everyone, kind of thing. So you do visualize goals and stuff, what you would do for every game. It's nothing out of the normal.
Yeah, you've had a bit of a taste of that, I guess, with your goal at Portsmouth, that sense of scoring away from home in front of a really big crowd and a big atmosphere.
Obviously, I think there'll be about 3 times as many people there tomorrow, right? But yeah, as I said, it's a game irrelevant of how many people are going to be there. It's going to be a great occasion for us, for the fans and everything. But the be all and end all is it's just another FA Cup tie.
Yeah, it is that level of attention, isn't it, that makes the significant difference, particularly with Newcastle and the new owners. Kieran Trippier potentially could make his debut at the weekend. I guess he'll probably be unveiled one way or another. It's all of that goes with it.
Obviously we expect this when we got the tie and stuff. It just adds to it, kind of thing. But from our point of view, it's another game. It's going to be a great experience, don't get me wrong, but we just got to go and prepare as we would do for any game.
Is VAR going to be your friend this weekend? First taste of VAR. We know you're often at the thick of things, right up the top there, and we can look at the Portsmouth game as an example of key decisions involving you. How do you feel about VAR?
I'm not too sure, you know. We'll just have to see. I think it'll be an experience, because obviously the first time we'll have ever played with VAR. So we'll see what decisions we get, if they're good or bad.
Cool, that's great for me.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, mate.
Hi. In terms of FA Cup ties, is this the first time you'll be coming up against a top flight club?
Yeah, it is. To be honest, I've never really. I think furthest I've got were maybe second or third round. But I've never had a Premier League tie in my career, so it's the first. Yeah.
And the experience of actually watching games at St James's Park, do you think that will help you in the long run on Saturday?
Well, I'm about 8-year-old, so.
But at least you know what the atmosphere is like, you know.
Yeah, it's hopefully, yeah. So hopefully it will do.
Yeah. And in terms of the opposition, I know you've had time to concentrate on league games and other bits and pieces, but have you had a chance to actually look what they're all about in terms of what they've done under Eddie Howe so far?
I've watched them on TV. Obviously, like leading up to the game when they've been on TV, like so. I think everyone has, to be honest, by just watching football kind of thing. But we'll just go and prepare the best way we can and see what happens on Saturday.
The manager says being the confident underdog is the main thing. Is that a fair point?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I think we're confident in our abilities, and if like that's the thing, there may be an FA Cup upset over the weekend. It might be, it might not be. Like, we're not going there expecting to do things and whatnot. We're just going to go there and expect to put in a performance what we're all about, and then we'll just see what happens.
Superb. All the best, Joe.
Cheers. Thank you.
Hi, Joe. Just quickly from me, as a player, how much do you relish playing in a stadium and an occasion like you will be at St James's Park on Saturday in front of a sellout crowd?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm sure it's going to be a memory what every single one of us will never forget, kind of thing. So it's stuff what you effectively, when you're watching the draw about who you're going to get in the next round, it's what you're hoping for a big tie, a Premier League club, and then for it to be against Newcastle United at St James's Park, it's just a brilliant tie.
Yeah, as players, is it what you essentially come into football to achieve days like this?
Pardon?
Is it days like these that you relish as a player and in your career?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Obviously, it's going to be a really good occasion, but as I said before, it's another game kind of thing. It's going to be an experience what we're never going to forget, but it's still a 90-minute game, as it is every week. So we'll prepare and we'll keep the memories and try and give the best account of ourselves.
No worries. Cheers, Joe.